The neon signs of New Kyoto's lower district flickered against the perpetual twilight, casting fractured rainbows across oil-slicked pavement. Mir wiped his grease-stained hands on his coveralls and prepared to close up his small repair shop when he heard it, a sound that didn't belong in the mechanical symphony of the station. Someone was crying. Found her huddled between two dumpsters in the alley behind his shop. At first glance, she appeared human, perhaps 18 standard years old, with dark hair matted against her face, but the iridescent scales glimmering along her jawline and the small horns protruding from her temples told a different story. A Drakari, and she was trembling. "Hey," Mir said softly, kneeling a respectful distance away. "You all right?" The girl's head snapped up, revealing vertical slit pupils that glowed amber in the dim light. Her face was bruised, one eye swollen nearly shut. She tried to bare her fangs in warning, but the effect was ruined when fresh tears spilled down her scaled cheeks. "Stay back. Human," she hissed, though her voice cracked with fear rather than menace. Mir raised his hand slowly. "I'm not gonna hurt you. Name's Mir. I run the repair shop here." He gestured to the humble storefront behind him. "You look like you could use some help." "Your kind doesn't help mine," she spat, but her defiance was fading. Her shoulders sagged. "We're nothing but slaves and weapons to you." The words stung because Mir knew they held truth. Since humanity had won the Drakari War 3 decades ago, her people had been reduced to second-class citizens at best, property at worst. The galaxy had watched as Earth, underestimated, primitive Earth, had somehow triumphed against a technologically superior dragonkin empire. "Maybe," Mir acknowledged. "But I'm asking anyway. What happened?" After a long silence, the girl spoke. My owner sold me to fight in the underground rings. I ran." She touched her ribs gingerly. "They'll find me." "They always do." Mir felt anger kindle in his chest. The same resourcefulness and stubborn defiance that had won humanity the war could be used for better things than perpetuating cruelty. "Not if you're not here when they come looking," he said, standing. "Come on." She stared at him with those luminous eyes, searching for deception. "Why would you risk this?" "Harboring escaped property carries a 20-year sentence." "Because it's the right thing to do," Mir said simply. "And because I'm human. We're too stubborn to let things like common sense stop us from doing what we want." A ghost of a smile touched her lips. She accepted his offered hand. Inside his small apartment above the shop, Mir cleaned her wounds with practiced efficiency. He'd served in the war, seen things he tried not to remember. The medkit under his sink had gotten plenty of use over the years. "What's your name?" he asked, applying synthetic skin to a particularly nasty cut. "Akim," she whispered. "It means daybreak in Old Drakari." "Pretty name." Mir finished bandaging her ribs. "You know anything about engine repair?" Akim blinked in confusion. "What?" "Well, if you're staying here, you'll need to earn your keep. I could use an extra pair of hands in the shop. Your people have better heat tolerance than us, and those claws would be perfect for detail work." "You want me to work for you?" "With me," Mir corrected. "There's a difference. I'll pay fair wages, teach you the trade. You'd be an apprentice, not property." Akim's eyes widened. "The authorities won't look twice at my shop. I fix jump drives for half the station's smugglers. Nobody asks questions in the lower district." He met her gaze steadily. "You'd be safe here." That night, Mir set up a cot in the workshop's back room while Akim showered. He heard the water running for a long time, as if she were washing away more than just dirt and blood. When she emerged, wearing clean clothes he'd scrounged from storage, she looked younger somehow, vulnerable. She stood in the doorway, backlit by the workshop's emergency lighting, and Mir saw her throat work as she swallowed hard. "I don't understand humans," Akim said quietly. "We conquered 17 worlds before we met your kind. We were unstoppable. Then Earth fought back with nothing but determination and improvised weapons. You turned our own ships against us, cracked our codes, refused to surrender even when victory was impossible." She shook her head. "And now, when you could treat us like animals, you show kindness, not all of us," Mir admitted. "But some of us remember that strength isn't just about winning. It's about what you do after." Akim crossed the room slowly. In her culture, Mir knew family bonds were sacred but rare. The Drakari had been a warrior society that valued strength over sentiment. Choosing one's family was the highest honor. She knelt before him, tears streaming freely now, and pressed her forehead to his calloused hands. When she spoke, her voice carried the weight of an oath. Father. The word hung in the recycled air between them, heavy with meaning, not a title claimed by blood or force, but given freely, a choice. Mir felt his own eyes sting. He placed a gentle hand on her horned head. Daughter. Outside, New Kyoto Station continued its endless rotation, indifferent to the small miracle that had occurred in a rundown repair shop. But in that moment, two souls from opposite sides of a brutal war had found something neither had expected. Family. And perhaps, Mir thought as Akim finally smiled, really smiled, that was the most human thing of all. Not the ability to win wars or build impossible machines, but the stubborn, foolish courage to love across any divide.